on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Thursday, February 26, 2026. Our next continuous voters registration is on. Use the opportunity to register to vote. On the news this morning, Disu assumes office as Acting Inspector General of Police. President Tinubu tasks Acting IGP with tackling banditry and terrorism. Disu's appointment as IGP draws reactions as former AIG defends appointment to new role. Now, on the foreign scene, 4 killed as Cuban border guards open fire on U.S. registered speedboat. Details of these and more after this break. Yeah, welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now, let's begin the news this morning with a report that the Acting Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has officially resumed duty. He took over the role after being formally decorated by President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday at the State House in Abuja. The ceremony took place just one day after his appointment. Speaking to journalists after the event, Disu pledged to promote accountable, modern, and professional policing.
Let them know that the area of impunity is over. I will ensure that I train them and encourage them to ensure they follow human rights. I will ensure that they know that I will try to follow a regime of zero tolerance to corruption. And most importantly, I'm going to drum it into them that we can never succeed without the cooperation of members of the public.
Also speaking, former Inspector General of Police Kayode Ewetoku expressed confidence that Disu would surpass his achievements in office.
My advice to him again is that he knows all those things we've been doing together, restructuring our intelligence coordination, improving interagency deployment model, dismantling several criminal syndicates. I'm sure he's going to continue to do that, and improving our intelligence response mechanisms. I have so much confidence that he will surpass what I have done.
Disu's appointment follows the resignation of Ewetoku, who cited pressing family issues. Before his appointment as Acting Inspector General of Police, Disu headed the Force Criminal Investigation Department Annex in Alabo, Lagos, as Assistant Inspector General, and he was promoted last year. Prior to that, Disu served as Commissioner of Police in Rivers State and was later transferred by former IGP Ewetoku to Abuja to lead the Federal Capital Territory Police Command. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has directed the Acting Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, to address banditry, terrorism, and other security threats across the country. He gave the charge on Wednesday during Disu's decoration as Acting IGP, following the retirement of Kayode Ewetoku. Now, the president describes the appointment as coming at a crucial time and urges Disu to rebuild public trust in the police by working closely with other security agencies. He also tasks him with advancing the security goals of the administration's renewed hope agenda. Tinubu expressed confidence in Disu's discipline, experience, and leadership, assuring him of the federal government's full support in restoring peace and strengthening security nationwide.
For you to assume this responsibility, because I know your record. I believe in dedication that you've exhibited while you were in Lagos and I was the governor of Lagos State. And now you assume this responsibility at a defining moment for our nation's security, and expect you to strengthen discipline, enhance interagency collaboration, and restore public confidence in Nigerian police. Lead firmly but fairly, demand professionalism at every level level and ensure that safety of lives and property remains our highest priority.
In the meantime, a former Assistant Inspector General of Police, Abutu Yaro, is defending the appointment of Disu amid the controversies that have followed his emergence as acting IGP. Yaro believes leading the Rivers State Police Command is a key qualification for heading the entire Nigerian police force. Speaking on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire on Wednesday, he highlighted that the security challenges activism and ethnic diversity in Rivers State set apart Disu, who previously served as the state's commissioner of police.
The person of Tunji Disu is a human achiever in Rivers State. And I believe that any police officer who is able to have a fair assessment of performance in Rivers State can effectively do the same and better job for the greater Nigeria. Rivers State is a template for policing in Nigeria. Once your performance in Rivers State can withstand the vicissitudes of fair assessment, you eminently qualify for police leadership. Considering the complexity of Rivers State, the activism of Rivers State, the international flavor of Rivers community.
While addressing criticism over Disu's appointment over other senior officers, Yaro explains that any officer holding the rank of Deputy Inspector General or Assistant Inspector General can be appointed as Inspector General, but the final decision and protocol remains the prerogative of the President.
The appointment of the Inspector General of Police is at the prerogative of the head of state, of the President and Commander-in-Chief, subject to confirmation by the National Assembly and always in consultation with the Police Council. And in exercising that function, it becomes practically expedient to note that the parameters and the factors that define it are essentially presidential prerogative. They are not subject to debate, neither are they subject to our input.
And just 24 hours after his appointment, Nigerians are already expressing high expectations and outlining demands for the acting IGP. The Chancellor of the International Society for Social Justice, Dr. Omenazu Jackson, wants Disu to take urgent steps to rebrand policing in Nigeria and restore public confidence in the Nigeria police force. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otoka, Dr. Jackson says Disu performed relatively well during his tenure as Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, noting that his appointment presents a fresh opportunity to reform the police and rebuild its image.
Tunde Jiku, the former Commissioner of Police in Rivers State. While he was here, he did his best, but we, as an Inspector General of Police, were expecting more because Nigeria is large. He worked as a Commissioner of Police in one state, Rivers State. Now he's expected to work in 36 states, including Abuja. So he has a larger scope of work and the expectations for deliverables as a number one police officer in the country. But we're expecting diligent policing. We're expecting due observation of human rights in terms of policing in Nigeria. We want to see a different police organization and police institution in this country. Truth be told, Nigerian police have not been able to endear themselves to the populace which they are policing.
Dr. Jackson is also asking the acting IGP to prioritize institutional reforms, capacity building, and community-oriented policing strategies to strengthen security and improve relations between the police and citizens across Nigeria.
A lot of reforms is required. Institutional changes is required. So the Nigerians will begin to see police as officers of law, not officers of annihilation and human rights violation. Tunde Disu has the opportunity now to write his name in gold by ensuring that the police ordinance and approach to civil issues is adhered to strictly. There is no need of pretending about it. We have a police institution that has clearly detached themselves from the people. The confidence Nigerians have in the police institution has been grossly eroded. And we need a police officer that will return that confidence as quickly as possible.
Also lending his voice, an elder statesman, Anab Saraibe, expressed confidence in Disu's ability to tackle criminality in the country, citing his experience and background. He adds that a new police boss is expected to bring a human face to policing in Nigeria.
When he was a commissioner here, we worked with him. He has a good relationship with a lot of us. And we believe that he will change the image of Nigerian police. That we are very sure. And I think with his background, he will be able to fish out the criminal element in the country. Because besides experience, he's a criminology. So what I know. So I'm sure he's going to tackle criminality in Nigeria. But the most important thing, he will put human face to the people. He was a commissioner when there was a lot of militancy and other criminal vices. He was able to contain some of these vices, and he has a very good public relation image.
Similarly, a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, Tamonotoye Zoe, is urging the newly appointed acting IGP, Olatunji Disu, to implement modern, people-centered policing strategies in carrying out his duties. Zoe made this call in an interview with correspondent Yobi Oruwari. He says Disu's tenure as Commissioner of Police in River State was marked by professionalism and effective security management.
He was once a commissioner in Rivers State, and during his tenure, he was actually, to some extent, within the Nigerian context, he was professional, he was unbiased, and he was able to contend with the security situation in Rivers State and brought some level of normalcy. And being appointed as IGP now, he must have improved in his capacity, competence, and ability. So we are expecting that the new IGP will not only be professional, but will bring his competence and capacity to the job.
He further urges the acting police chief to break away from the long-standing practice of prioritizing the interest of the political class over those of ordinary citizens, stressing that policing should remain neutral, accountable, and people-focused.
Feel the impulse of Nigerians and try to make sure the Nigerian police serve the people of Nigerians and not just the political class. The Nigerian police under the immediate past IGP has only served the political class. So this IGP, as we know him, he should be able to feel the impulse of Nigeria, ensure that human rights is highly respected, ensure that the extortion of ordinary citizens in Nigeria by the police should be stopped.
The university lecturer also calls on the new acting IGP to make the welfare of officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force a top priority, particularly during engagements with the presidency and the National Assembly, noting that a well-motivated force is key to effective national security. In another development concerning Nigeria's security architecture, residents of River State are expressing mixed reactions to the president's renewed promise to establish state police as part of effort to address insecurity across the country. Speaking with our correspondent, Confidence Ume, some residents describe the move as timely and necessary. However, they stress that adequate funding, proper training, and modern equipment must be provided to ensure the proposed force can effectively carry out its duties. Others express concern that the creation of state police should not worsen the security challenges already being witnessed in the country.
If they bring out their mind to do the work very strong, everything will work fast.
Now then, because of the incident, yes. Not that we don't have police, we don't have army, we have everything it takes to secure this country. But because of their selfish gain, they can't do that. Now, if you are telling local vigilante to secure this country, in which way will they secure the country? They know equipment. Will they pay them?
Mr. President say want to give us state police. So you check whether the federal one they add to the states where crisis they there, or we are clearly there, whether they are then doing well to the states.
Moving on now, a man, Walozie Chiwendo, who allegedly killed his elder brother with a machete on February 12, 2026 at Omuacha village in Ofe community, Omoma local government area of River State, has reportedly been arrested. Chiwendo was said to have been caught in the early hours of Wednesday at Owerinta in Isialangwa, South local government area of Abia State, 13 days after allegedly fleeing the scene. A viral video seen by correspondent Mekotoka shows youth and police officers escorting the suspect in handcuffs to a police patrol vehicle. The case was first reported at Eberiomoma police station under the Oyibo Area Command, and Chiwendo is said to have been handed over to the River State Police Command. While the River State Police spokesperson, CSP Grace Iringe Koko, has not yet confirmed the arrest, she had earlier stated that preliminary reports suggest the suspect allegedly killed his brother after accusing him of witchcraft, which he blamed for his lack of progress. Let's go on a quick break now. When we return, NOA director urges Nigerians to stay committed to democracy amid economic challenges. Stay with us.